Welcome to the Potomac and Chesapeake Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools with us here today. My name is Nashira and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/PCACAC. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, SUNY Oswego.
All right, thank you. I will share my screen. All right, everyone see that okay? Yep, okay. So hi everyone, my name is Miranda. I'm an admissions counselor from SUNY Oswego. I'm also joined with a SUNY Oswego student, Tyler. I think his video is on, so you'll be able to see him. He's gonna share what it's like to be an out-of-state student at Oswego when I'm done with my presentation. So I'm gonna try to make it quick for you. So we are located on the shorelines of Lake Ontario. We are pretty close to Syracuse, only 45 minutes away. Syracuse has an international airport with connecting flights all throughout the country. And it also has the Regional Transportation Center, which has connecting bus and trains that go throughout the country as well. We're only 5 hours away from New York City and 5 hours away from Philadelphia. So the map of our campus is right down here. And as you can see, we really are on the shorelines of Lake Ontario. Many of our academic buildings and residential buildings overlook the lake, so it is really beautiful. And then right down here, that's Rice Creek Field Station. So it's a little bit off campus, but we have a bus that takes our students there. But it has 200 acres of wetlands, 4 hiking trails. It's a great place for biology and zoology students to do research. During my time as a student at Oswego, I did research on flying squirrels there, so that was pretty cool. We were founded in 1861 as a teacher's training school, and then in 1948, we branched out to do more than just education, and we joined the SUNY system. For those that do not know, SUNY stands for the State University of New York. There are 64 campuses throughout the state, and we are the 6th largest state university campus in the SUNY system. We have 700 acres of Lake Ontario shoreline. A lot of people that aren't familiar with the area see the lake and say, what ocean is that? It's not an ocean, it's one of the Great Lakes, but it does look as big as an ocean for sure. We're a medium-sized institution with 6,700 undergraduate students, so we're not overwhelmingly large, but we're not teeny tiny either. We really like to focus on small class sizes. Our average class size is 24, and our student to faculty ratio is 17:1. And then if you decide to come to SUNY Oswego, looking at way ahead to SUNY Oswego graduation, 95% of our graduates are employed or in graduate school 1 year after graduating from SUNY Oswego. So we have a lot of programs for you to choose from, split up in 4 different schools. So we have the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the School of Business, the School of Communication, Media, and the Arts, and the School of Education. Really popular majors among our out-of-state students is zoology for sure. That's definitely the most popular. Our 5-year MBA programs in the School of Business, broadcasting and mass communication, and technology management as well. We offer a lot of services to our students, so career services like mock interviews, LinkedIn photo shoots, digital dirt, that's all free for our students and as an alumni of SUNY Oswego. We have a great advisement center for our students as well. We also offer advisement for our undeclared students, so 15% of our students are undeclared. We are also big on internships and co-ops, so 1,100 of our students participate in those every year. Some past examples include NASA, ESPN, ABC, CBS. We have a really long list. And then we're big on study abroad. So 450 of our students study abroad every year. We have 80 programs in 24 countries. But the really cool thing about being a part of the SUNY system is that if Oswego doesn't have a program you want, you can go to another SUNY school and use one of their programs. So we are big on campus involvement as well. So we have 200 clubs and organizations for you to choose from. I really think there's something for everyone. We have badminton club, Harry Potter club, chess club, astronomy club. We're also big on sports. We have 24 Division III sports, basically everything except men's volleyball and American football. Men's ice hockey is definitely the most popular. Tyler is a men's ice hockey player. And then we're also big on campus jobs. So 2,000 campus jobs for our students, no experience needed. Living on campus is a really unique experience. You're right on the lake. We have 13 residence halls plus our village townhomes, which are right here in the top left. We have 5 dining halls. 4 out of 5 of them are buffet style, all connected to residence halls, which is really nice because it does get cold being on one of the Great Lakes, so you don't have to walk outside. And then it's a really good time to be in the dining halls too. They use some local resources from nearby farms. So right now or coming up, they're going to have some apple cider from nearby orchards. So the cost of attendance does vary if you're a New York State resident or a non-New York State resident, but we do offer a Destination Oswego scholarship, which as long as you're admissible, you get $9,000 every year, really making up that difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition. So you're most likely going to be paying closer to the 22 number. We also like to stress the Oswego guarantee, so we freeze the cost of room and board. Whatever you're paying freshman year is what you are going to be paying every year at Oswego. Application, you can apply via the SUNY or the Common App. Regular materials required, transcript, recommendation letter. We are SAT, ACT optional. Our average GPA is 90. We have a lot lower, a lot higher than that as well. These are some upcoming deadlines. We do not have early decision. We only have early action, so that's non-binding. And then our regular decision for priority scholarship consideration is January 15th. So I want you guys to stay in touch. We have a lot of visit opportunities coming up, open house October 11th, a lot of virtual visit opportunities too. And I'm going to stop talking so Tyler has hopefully at least a minute to talk about being a student at Oswego.
Yeah, thank you. So just being a student at Oswego, obviously an out-of-state student, like Miranda said, I didn't really know a lot about it, but I can comment on the lake. It's like she said, looks like an ocean. It's really cool. It makes you feel like really at home. And the downtown area, just with the restaurants and the nightlife and everything for a college student, really is a treat to have around a campus like that. Everything's very close. It's just a driving distance away. The dorms are all close, so everyone's really in a good location, and it's nice to be around everyone. You're not like 25, 30 minutes away from people. So like I said, just being an out-of-state student, I really didn't know what to expect, but I really love Oswego and love the support we get from all of our students and athletes at the campus.
Thank you, Tyler. And thank you, everyone.
Awesome, thank you. Now we'll have SUNY Cortland.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Super happy to be with you all today. I hope that we can get through as much information as possible. Just to introduce myself, my name is Kalia Banks. I am a senior admissions advisor at SUNY Cortland. Fun fact, I actually graduated SUNY Cortland, and I am born and raised in New York City. So that is actually a picture of me and our mascot Blaze the day that I returned to campus to take my engagement photos. Yes, I did meet my husband at Cortland. He was an amazing student athlete, graduated in physical education, and I graduated with my degree in communication studies, but I also had a wide range of experience at Cortland. And let's just say I absolutely love my experience. So everything that I share with you today is, of course, yes, from a professional perspective, right, as a senior admissions advisor, but also from a student perspective. So let's get to it. All right, so Cortland is what we like to call a medium-sized campus, right? We are that happy medium where you feel like, wow, this is a really nice sized campus, but it's also small enough where you feel like you're at home and you see people that you know. So our campus has a little over 6,000 students. And also every year we bring in a little under 1,300 undergraduate students, and then first year students, and then a little under 600 of our transfer population. Average class size, you want to say that's about 24, and that's going to be in your major courses. So definitely we are a campus where we're building that sense of relationship between our faculty and our students. So definitely very family oriented. And when we say that student to faculty ratio 15:1, it just means that for every 15 students, we have at least one faculty member. So we have enough faculty and staff on our campus to make sure that every student is getting the attention that they need. We were founded as a teachers college, but then we expanded to a whole bunch of different majors that we'll get into very shortly. Cortland, we are definitely a geographically diverse campus. So we have students that are from 33 different states and 54 different countries that come to us, and it's super amazing. We are definitely really proud of that. And we're in a great location. So one of our sister SUNY schools, SUNY Oswego, is definitely right up the road from us, but we are in central New York as well. We are about 45 to between 25 and 45 minutes away from Syracuse, Binghamton, and Ithaca. And those are actually other popular college towns. Cortland is a college town environment. Basically, what does that mean? When the college is the center of attention in that particular town, the students bring a sense of excitement and fun and literally livelihood to that town. And so we wanted to share that with you as well, that we are the #1 campus for campus safety. And that just means that we have received a lot of support from our university police and also a couple of other acknowledgements as well. So when you look at our university police department, they have literally created such a great relationship with our students, whether it is hosting events where they're getting to know our students, whether it's sitting down and having coffee with a cop, whether it is self-defense training that they host in the residence halls. We're definitely all about our campus safety. We have a blue light system that goes throughout campus just to make sure that students are definitely well equipped and also super comfortable. And I can say that from a student perspective as well. It was the perfect distance from home as well. So if I wanted to go home, I could hop on a bus, I can ride with a friend, I could take a plane into Syracuse and then ride the bus down. So there's so many different ways that you can get to us. The next thing that I wanted to share is our major. So academically, students can come to Cortland, you can know what you want to do, or maybe you want to explore and you want to figure that out. You can come into Cortland as a pre-major. So pre-major just means before you get to your major. So that's actually what I did. I came in undeclared. I was a student who was interested in criminology, musical theater, criminal justice, and a couple of other things. And I eventually decided, once I was able to get that guidance, to figure out, okay, this is what I want to study, and that was communications. But if you're a student who's interested in education, if you're interested in chemistry, if you're interested in cinema studies, we have it all. We have the most extensive education program, and actually one of the top programs for education in the East Coast. So if you're looking for early childhood education, inclusive childhood, special education, Cortland is definitely the place for you, but we have some other majors that you might be interested in as well. Definitely, we encourage students to get that hands-on experience. Many of our majors do require an internship before you graduate. And here's some fun facts about different corporations that we have connections with, from AT&T to the New York Jets and the New York Giants, to a whole plethora of other opportunities. And this comes through our sports management program, recreation studies, education, communications, and so on. So we definitely have a whole department that's dedicated to make sure that students are making these connections with these corporations, but also landing job opportunities before they graduate as well. Talking about getting involved on campus, there's so many other opportunities for you to get hands-on learning experience, but we want you to join clubs and organizations. The last thing that I want to share with you is our Student Life Center, our pride and joy. This is the state-of-the-art facility that has racquetball courts, tennis ball courts, a swimming pool, jacuzzi, so many fun gaming options. If you want to air hockey, and students literally have so much. And the main thing that I want to share here is that we have an all-you-can-eat dining facility. So you can go to class, come back, and it literally counts as one meal. So here's my information that I want to share with you all before I conclude, so that you can connect with us. Here we go. You can take that down. And of course, our facilitator will share that information with you as well. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm super sorry that I missed some information, but I hope that you're able to get something out of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have University of New Haven up next.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Caitlin Lack. I'm our Director of Undergraduate Recruitment at University of New Haven. Thank you for having me tonight. To start tonight's presentation, I'd like to note that last year was our centennial. Despite all of the pandemic things that were going on in the world, we still managed to celebrate 100 years, which was exciting for us, with the opening of a brand new building on campus, focusing on science, technology, innovation, but essentially a major hallmark of University of New Haven is hands-on or experiential education. So this new academic facility added brand new hands-on spaces for our students to develop skills in. Our location is in West Haven, Connecticut. So we're nestled right between New York City and Boston. West Haven itself is right outside of the city of New Haven. So it's a major college town with lots of schools in the area. We're right on the shoreline of Connecticut too. So right down the road from the beaches, but having campus in a small residential area is a great asset to our students. As far as some of the numbers go, we're a small to medium-sized school with just over 5,000 undergraduate students. We have over 100 academic programs to choose from, with another 85 minors and certificate programs. For graduate degrees, we have close to 40 of those, many of which are tied in as dual degree programs where you can combine your bachelor's degree with a master's degree in an expedited time frame. Our average classes are small, average is about 20 students. And outside of the classroom, there's over 150 clubs and organizations for our students to be a part of. Now, career development and success after graduation is very important to the University of New Haven outlook. About 95% of our students from the class of 2019 were enrolled in graduate school or employed in a related field just a few short months after graduation. And a big part of what we do at University of New Haven is fostering the idea of what's next. So for many students, that's jobs, that's employment, and we bring a lot of opportunities for internships right to our campus. At University of New Haven, our mascot is Charlie the Charger. And when we talk about our student body, we have so much diversity, so much school spirit. When you are visiting campus, you might see that the majority of our students are living on campus. We're over 65% residential, but over 90% of our first year students do choose to live on campus as well, with about 40% coming from the state of Connecticut and about 60% coming from out of state. We have over 100 academic majors spread across our 5 academic colleges. We're very famous for our programs in criminal justice and forensic science, and our newest college is our School of Health Sciences. Like I'd mentioned, what is next after graduation is a very important part of what we do at University of New Haven. So internships are required for over 85% of our programs. Study abroad is a very popular activity to add as well. We have our own study abroad campus in Prato, Italy. That is right outside of the Florence region. We have students study there sometimes as early as their first year. And one unique benefit of studying at our campus in Prato, Italy, is that any scholarship or financial aid that you receive to attend on our main campus in Connecticut can actually go right with you to our campus in Italy. Now, outside of the classroom with over 150 clubs and organizations, a couple to note, we have a very fast-growing marching band on our campus with opportunities for marching band scholarship. We have Army ROTC as well as Air Force ROTC. When students are looking at University of New Haven, the majority of our students do choose to live on campus, and many take advantage of our living learning communities that we have to offer. That's when you can live with students from a major that you're a part of or a shared interest group or activity. So they're in the same area of that residence hall with you, familiar faces in your classes, study groups, things like that are a nice asset to help with transitioning to college. For athletics, we are Division II in the Northeast 10 Conference. We have 18 varsity level teams and another 18 club sports that we offer as well. Our esports team is one of the fastest growing. We offer that as a varsity team, but also as a club level. And we have a new space on campus for our esports competitive team as well. Now, for students that are getting ready to apply to college, we try to make the application process as straightforward as we can. We are part of the common application, and you can submit that to University of New Haven with your official high school transcript, at least one letter of recommendation. We are test optional, so students can choose if they would like to submit their SAT or ACT. One additional facet to our test optional policy is that we have a no harm test policy. So that means students can submit their scores if they are not, aiding their admissions decision nor their scholarship. We will basically remove those from the application itself. So it's a win-win. In terms of deadlines, I know there's a lot to keep on track of. We offer one binding form of admission, which is early decision. And then we offer an early action deadline of December 15th, which is non-binding. And from one of my last topics, when we talk about merit-based scholarships, students are automatically considered for anywhere from $10,000 to $28,000 in merit-based scholarship. That includes both transfer students and new first-time students. And there's the opportunity for a few additional scholarships for things like honors, marching band, art and design, etc. But I thank you for your time this evening, and I hope to see many of you on campus. We have a virtual open house this Sunday in case anyone is interested. Thank you.
Thank you. West Virginia University-Potomac State College is up next.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Cassie Weiss, and I'm an admissions counselor at WVU-Potomac State College. And first off, let me welcome you to Kaiser, West Virginia, and we're nestled in the Eastern Panhandle. We're about a 3-hour drive away from Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So some things that you'll notice about our campus is that it's pretty compact and easy to navigate. You can walk across the entire campus in about 10 to 15 minutes. And our students live right in the heart of campus in one of our 5 residence halls. And then our academic buildings are on the other side of our quad. You also see we're surrounded by all kinds of outdoor beauty. So lots of outdoor activities to do around us, like hiking, kayaking, fishing, as well as you see a couple athletic fields behind us as well. So we do have a couple of different athletic teams that compete on the JUCO level. So to tell you a little bit more about who we are part of the WVU system. So we are one of their 3 universities. One of the nice things about our campus is that you get the best of both worlds. You get a big time university academic curriculum, so the same classes you would in Morgantown, but delivered in a much smaller setting on our campus. We do offer small class sizes of about 20 students on average. We do have a 20-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We are considered one of the most affordable institutions in the country. We do have a total student enrollment of about 1,300 students. And last year we dispersed over $600,000 in scholarships. Two of the best things about it, it is free to apply to WVU-Potomac State College, and we are completely test optional. No test scores are required. So we do a variety of different majors and academic programs offered on our campus. We have 60 different majors and a variety of degree programs. So the first ones are your 2-year degrees, which are your Associates of Applied Science degrees, where you can graduate and start your career. We also have 2-year transfer degrees, which are your Associates of Arts programs, where you can complete your first 2 years with us and save a little bit of money along the way, and then move on to one of our other WVU campuses or to another college of your choosing. We do also offer 2 fully online associate's degrees in general studies and business administration. And then we do have 6 4-year bachelor's degrees that you can complete all 4 years here with us in Kaiser. And those are in sustainable agriculture, entrepreneurship, business administration, criminal justice, our nursing BSN program, computer information systems, and our Regents Bachelor's of Arts. We all know that college can be a little hard, and we want to make sure that you have all the resources that you need to be successful on your college journey. Most of those are provided through our Marietta Shipper Library. We do have professional librarians that are able to help you navigate through all of the online databases that you have access to as a WVU student. They're also really helpful for citing papers and just kind of answering any general questions you have in class, because it really is a family-like atmosphere on our campus. So even if you have questions about how to do your laundry, just come ask somebody. We'll help you out. Students do have access to all kinds of electronic resources. As I mentioned, you also get a free download of Microsoft Office Suite and the antivirus software for free for being a WVU student. One other thing that we offer in our library is our Academic Success Center. Here we offer free tutoring to all of our students. We have professional tutors available in math, science, and English. And all you have to do is sign up for an appointment. We also offer a writing center through our Academic Success Center as well. So if you need help with writing your papers or how to cite information, you can always stop in there for assistance as well. So to talk a little bit about how affordable we are in our fees for the year, we do have a metro rate for a couple of counties in Maryland, so Allegheny and Garrett County, in Pennsylvania, Fayette, Somerset, and Bedford County, and in Virginia, we have Frederick County and, Winchester City. But for those of you that are considered out of state, that are not in those counties, you can see your tuition and fees run just under $11,800 for the year. Room and board will run you just under $9,000. In total, you're looking at just under $21,000 for a full year here at WVU-Potomac State College. So to talk a little bit about how you're going to pay those fees, we do have a variety of financial aid options, and 87% of our first-time freshmen do qualify for some form of financial aid. As far as scholarships go, there is no separate scholarship application necessary for our merit-based scholarships. This does mirror the same process as our Morgantown campus, and you can see there are expanded tiers to offer as many people as possible a chance at a scholarship to earn that WVU degree. So we do have two different types, and they're based on whether you submit test scores or not. So our Go For Scholarship, which just began this past fall, is our merit-based scholarship where we look strictly at GPA, no test scores are included. So you can see for out-of-state students, as long as you have a 3.0 GPA or above, you can earn somewhere from $2,300 all the way up to $5,500. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see our scholarships of distinction, and those are based on both your GPA and your test scores. We do also use super scores, so if you do take tests more than once, we'll combine those together to try to get you the highest score possible to get you into the highest tier possible. Again, when you do submit test scores, you can earn up to $7,000 based on your test scores from your GPA. As I mentioned earlier, we do have 5 different residence halls available on campus in a variety of living options. So we do have suite style living where you have 2 double rooms connected in the center by a bathroom. You do have our single rooms where you have your own room, and then you have a community style bathroom on the floor. And then your traditional living, which is like what you see in the movies or on TV, where you have your double hall, your double room, and the community style bathroom. All of our residence halls are really nice. They are all air conditioning, very important. And they all do have the same amenities in them. They're all a little different, just depending on your personal preference. We do also have a large community that you can join. As I mentioned, we do have 11 different athletic teams. We have over 30 student-run organizations. We also have a student rec center available for our students. So things that are required in order for you to get admitted is your application, which is free to complete, and your transcript. That's all we need to get you admitted. And we do rolling admissions. So the sooner you apply, the sooner that you'll get admitted. You can view all of our visit options on our website, or you can contact me for more information. I'll also drop the link to our inquiry form if you do have any additional questions. Again, thank you for joining me this evening, and have a good night.
Thank you. Now we'll have West Virginia University.
Good evening. My name is Rochelle Davis, and I'm a regional representative for WVU and our Morgantown campus. I work primarily with students from Western Maryland and Eastern West Virginia, but we have regional representatives to help you regardless of where you reside. You can see on the map where Morgantown is located. If you're not familiar, we're about 70 miles south of Pittsburgh, about 3.5 hours from Washington, D.C. We're in a great small city, typically ranked among the top college towns, a very inviting community, a very welcoming community, and a great place to live and study. We have 3 areas of campus. So our original location was downtown Morgantown. You can see there on the left of the screen, we have our Evansdale area, which is what you see there is our recreation complex, but we have other facilities and classrooms there. Our newer student union is located there. And our health sciences building. We have a level 1 trauma center on campus, a lot of health science majors, including medicine and dentistry, physical therapy. So we're really proud of our resources on our health science campus. Those are connected with modes of transportation you see on the lower left, our PRT, that's our personal rapid transit system. That's an innovative above ground monorail system that's pretty unique throughout the United States. Also a bus system to supplement the PRT operation. But those 3 campuses, or 3 areas of campus rather, are connected by the PRT, and also we help you get around by bus. We are the flagship university in the state of West Virginia. We're a public land grant university founded in 1867. We have about 26,000 students, and they represent all 50 states and all 55 of our West Virginia counties. And we have students from about 110 different countries. So a very diverse community. About half of our students are from out of state. So we're popular in West Virginia and throughout the nation and beyond. And for a school of our size, you might be surprised to note that we have student to faculty ratio of 18:1. And then you can also see our class profile from the class of 2020, not our admission requirements, but again, our profile from the last class we enrolled, not including this year. We have 500 student clubs and organizations, so lots to do. And like many schools you've heard from already, we have free tutoring, career services, student employment. We are a Big 12 college with 18 D1 sports and hundreds of club sports in intramural teams. So if you're not familiar, club sports, you compete against other colleges. Intramural sports, you're competing against other teams on your campus. We're also really proud of our R1 research classification. We are a space grant research institution. We have an honors club for our higher achieving students. And like some other schools you've heard from this evening, a lot of our students take advantage of study abroad opportunities. And you do pay the same tuition and fees if you were studying on our Morgantown campus, if you're studying abroad. We have 14 colleges and schools at WVU Morgantown. You can see those listed there, from the College of Engineering to the Breed College of Media. We have, I mentioned earlier, great health programs on our medical campus, and those include a School of Pharmacy and Nursing, School of Dentistry. We have a total of 359 programs, and of those, 139 are undergraduate majors. And we also are proud to offer 142 minors. So lots of options to choose from, lots of majors, and we think we have just about anything that a student might want to pursue as far as a program of study. We also accept the common application in addition to the WVU application. You can self-report your courses and grades on either application. Unfortunately, you can't self-report test scores, or you can, but we don't accept those scores reported that way. So we do require you to send test scores if you are using them, but you're not required you can apply test optional at WVU Morgantown. We'll use your scores if they help you, but again, if you apply test optional and send us scores, we have that no harm policy. We're going to use the scores, but only if they help you. We operate on a rolling basis, so we're going to review your application once it's complete. We do not use letters of recommendation or essays in the decision process. If you're invited to apply to the Honors College, however, an essay would be required, or a statement of intent, so somewhat like an essay. And then we try to send decision letters within probably 2 to 4 weeks. We ask you to give us 4 to 6, but it's often quite sooner. And you can update your application information, your supplemental materials, your test scores, and your GPA throughout the year. Like most other schools, we have scholarships. We want to help you be able to afford your WVU education. About 90% of our students do qualify for financial aid. And again, we reward our high achieving students, whether they're test score senders or test optional. Lots of opportunities to visit, including our fall open houses. They're called Discover WVU, and we have tour guide live. So if you're not ready or not able to come to campus in person, you do have virtual options. And we would love for you to visit WVU as soon as you're ready. And I'll provide my contact information in the chat box. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. We will have the University of Alabama.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Dugas, and I am the University of Alabama's regional recruiter for Virginia. So I will try to be brief. It's hard to keep these under 6 minutes because I talk a lot, but I think that's a trait of college admission counselors. But this is a quick overhead shot of just the very center of our campus. It is always that green and clean and lush. And our head groundskeeper actually came from Disney World, fun fact. We are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So there are campuses in the University of Alabama system in Birmingham and Huntsville, but they're entirely separate universities, and I don't represent them. But we are in Tuscaloosa. It's a medium-sized city, a little bit bigger than Charlottesville, Virginia. So you can see downtown, we have buildings 12 to 14 floors, usually being the highest, major hotel chains, restaurants, independent and chain, downtown theater. There's a federal courthouse right here up under the top of the A. And then over here where there's not really any lights, that's a river. That is the north border of campus. So campus is actually right up here off the top of your screen. And so it's about a mile to downtown from our campus. You have full access to everything there, walking distance, as well as there's a local trolley, and we have a bus system that'll take you there as well. And we're about 45 minutes from Birmingham, which is where the international airport is. As for our student body, we're a large public state flagship university. That overall number at the top is a little low. We're expecting to come in about 1,000 students higher than that this year. Obviously, it was a little bit lower last year for obvious reasons. We have 32,000 undergraduates. That will stay roughly the same, give or take a few. And about 60% of our students are from out of state. So that is, we are a majority out of state institution, despite being a state flagship. And you can see it's not all from the Deep South. California and Illinois are two of our top states. And then, of course, Virginia is our number 9 state that we do get students from. This slide has our majors on it. All of our majors are strong. We are an R1 research university, similar to WVU. So all of our majors do have undergraduate research opportunities. You can double major, you can double minor. No one ever asked about that, but I actually did that. A few people triple major, but that's really, really rare. I only know 2 people that have done it, but technically possible. You can also do any of the pre-professional programs. Those aren't typically majors, but I get more questions about pre-med than basically everything else put together. We do get into medical school at higher than the average rates nationally. And those are advising programs, which you would get advised by them on top of your major advising. And the way that we do admissions, it's no easier or harder to be admitted to any major than any other. And that includes engineering and nursing. So that is actually going to be very different than many other colleges. You can also design your own major through the program that we call New College as well. And for that, you do our regular application, then do a separate second application once you're admitted to the university to New College, explaining what kind of major that you want to design. And then an advisor will work with you to name it and to figure out exactly which courses from which departments will satisfy your major and your career goals. As for campus life, there's always something going on. I mentioned we are a big school. It says 600 plus, that's a little low. It's going to be closer to 700, but all types of clubs and organizations, as you would expect with a school of our size. We do have the #1 Greek system in the country based on sheer size, but it's only about 1/3 of our students. So I always say, if you are interested, by all means, get involved. That's one more way that you can get involved on campus. And we have plenty of opportunities in that area. If you're not interested, 2/3 of our students are not involved in that. So there are many other ways that you can contribute to the campus community that are not involving Greek life. So we also have an honors college as well. That's using our regular admission application, then you apply to honors afterwards. And they have their own student activities too. We have the largest Starbucks on any college campus in the country. That's what that picture is there. And some really nice recreation facilities. There are rock climbing walls in all of our student recreation centers. And then we're also pretty well known for our food. That's my favorite thing about going back to campus, is planning out my meals, but we have food trucks on campus and plenty of other options as well. And then we rank in the top 2 in the country for internship placement. That's the only ranking you will hear me tout, because the college rankings are not good. They're not reasonably done, but that one's more objectively measurable. So that's why I use that one. That's according to the Princeton Review. We are known for our school spirit. We do have a football team. I got asked that last week, believe it or not. Currently ranked #1, although barely by the skin of our teeth, pulled one out this weekend. Reigning national champion. A lot of school spirit. We're definitely well known for that, but we have club and intramural sports as well as 21 Division I teams. As far as our application process goes, it is rolling admission. We have our application or the Common App. Either one is fine, no preference. $40 app fee, and we still need your transcript. Test scores are optional for 2022. We don't yet have a final answer on 2023 or going forward. We don't require essays or letters of rec. The application for admission includes the holistic questions, which are considered for admission purposes and scholarship purposes. So we no longer have a separate scholarship application. And my recommendation is to have your application complete by October 15th for maximum scholarship consideration. And so we actually have two types of scholarships. One doesn't have a chart though, so I won't put it up, but I'll talk about it first. And that is our competitive scholarships. They're based on your overall academic record and your student involvement. They range from $8,000 to full tuition, but there's no hard and fast chart. This hard and fast chart does require test scores. The competitive does not. But if you do have a test score and a GPA that puts you on this chart, these are automatic. So these would be your floor. You could get additional scholarships so these would not be your ceiling. And finally, this is my contact information. There's also a link there to our view book that I would normally give you at a normal college fair. And then of course, you can scan the QR code if you would like to register to get on our mailing list or just to register that you attended this event. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great night and roll Tide.
Thank you so much. If we could have everyone join us back on the video, please. We'll have a short Q&A, starting with SUNY Oswego. Could you talk to us about what advice you would give someone going through the college search process?
Yep, my advice is short and simple. Just be yourself. Don't tell us what you think we want to hear. We want to know who you are. Just tell us exactly who you are.
Thank you. SUNY Cortland, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Yes, absolutely. So as a college who is looking for that solid B student, who is definitely looking to diversify our campus, we want you to come and visit us. So something to remember about Cortland is that you can reach out to me directly. I'll drop my information in the chat, and we will in fact pay for your one-night stay at Cortland. So we will arrange that and give you all the information. So if you want to check us out and really feel the environment, and I just want to share that forward too, that's something really important to remember when you're visiting campuses, getting the feel, seeing your fit. And so here's my information in the chat, and I wish you all the best in your college search.
Thank you. University of New Haven, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
Yeah, so I would say that as a student, as 17 or 18 years old, you don't have to know 100% exactly what your major is going to be, exactly what, your next 30 or 40 years are going to look like. It's okay to come to college undecided. I'd say, find a school that has at least a few things you're interested in so that you can learn about them and change gears if need be.
Thank you. West Virginia University-Potomac State College, what advice would you give someone going through the college process?
So I think one really, really important thing to do is to go out and visit campuses. Go see what it's actually like and what the environment is like out there. So you actually get a feel for what college life is like. I mean, because you've got to consider location, size, a number of different things, but you can't always get a feel for those things on the computer or through mailings. Go to the campus, see what it's actually like.
Right. West Virginia University, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Remember, I think it's important when you're talking about a large school the size of WVU or a flagship like Alabama, that there's lots of ways to make a big school feel smaller. You can take advantage of all of the great things that big schools have to offer, lots of majors and programs and services, but you can make a large school feel smaller pretty quickly. And so I think that's important for anybody who's concerned about the size of a large institution.
Awesome. And then University of Alabama, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I would say that there is some kind of magic formula for college admission, that if you have this GPA and this test score and or these extracurriculars and or this number of extracurriculars and this number of honors and this number of leadership positions, that's going to magically be the formula that'll get you into college. And it's just not that simple. There is no magic formula, but we're trying to get you in. We are not trying to keep you out. We definitely want to admit the students that want to come to our institutions. So, obviously doing your best academically and getting involved and contributing to your campus is important, but don't do it to get into college. Do it because you enjoy it and it enriches your life, makes you a better person.
Sound advice. Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/PCACAC. Thank you so much. Have a great day.